everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to one of my most loved videos that I do on my channel. I constantly get requests for this every year, and I thought it was about time that we did my best and worst handbags in my collection. I'm basically going to talk you through my collection. I am doing this because I'm actually planning a very large sale. I am actually going to be selling a large portion of my handbags. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 handbags in front of me at the moment that I am definitely selling. There are a few that I may sell in this collection. I kind of hope that you guys are going to help me decide on that. So please, if you think a particular bag should stay, or you think that it should go, let me know in the comments down below. I am going to be selling my pieces with SELLIER. You all know that I'm a huge fan of SELLIER, okay? I found them on Instagram and I'm obsessed with following them on there because it is basically like, they have this thing, it's like fastest finger first, and literally things will come into stock, like rare pieces, and they'll be like for sale, and then 5 minutes later it's like sold. It is such a quick like process. And I just love like watching all of the girls try things on. I just think it's fabulous. And so I spoke to them last week and I was like, I'm going to be selling quite a big portion of my collection. I'm going to be doing some shoes, maybe some accessories as well. And so I'm going to be packaging these all up and sending them down there. Without further ado, because it's going to take us a while, this is quite a long video. So grab a cup of tea, make yourself comfortable, grab your furry babies or your real babies or your husbands or whatever, and just chill and relax and listen to me waffle. Obviously, I can't link all of the items in the description box down below because some of these are limited edition, old season, or just sold out. So I will link as many as I can in the description box down below, and I will also link my gorgeous dress. This is such an affordable dress, so I'll link this in the description box down below because I'm feeling very autumnal in this. Anyway, I'm going to start on this side and I'm going to work my way around my dressing room. If you want to watch my dressing room tour to understand where I'm going, I'll link that in the description box down below as well. So without further ado, let's get into my best and worst handbags. So we are going to start off with an icon. It is my Christian Dior Astrological bag. This was an actual impulse purchase, which is something that I don't do very often. You would have seen this in previous handbag collections. I've worn this and loved this bag so much. It's often the one bag that like my husband or my best friend will say, that is my favorite handbag of yours. It is the most beautiful detailed bag you have ever seen. And the moment that I saw it, it was love at first sight. As with all of these bags, I wish that they were smaller. I wish they did these in the mini size because I love a delicate and intricately detailed mini bag. And I feel like I don't want to start this off with a negative, but you know I have been a loyal shopper of Dior for such a long time. Like there was a time when I pretty much just bought Dior bags and Lady Dior bags in all of the different colors and whatever. I haven't purchased a Dior bag, I think, in over a year now, and I genuinely, I kind of feel like sounds really bad, but I kind of feel like I'm over it, in the sense that this last collection, like, obviously all of the cool girls that can rock it, like, they can rock it. For me, the leopard print, it was losing the elegance and the timelessness. And even though leopard print is very timeless and it's one of those things that always comes back into style, it's just too much for me. And to see a whole collection in leopard print and like really tough leathers, like I always love an element of toughness with anything really feminine, but it just all felt too much. And to be quite honest, I haven't loved anything from Dior for a really long time. Like the bags that they're releasing and things like that. And I say that as someone who loves the brand. In an honest opinion, it's not doing it for me at the moment. However, this bag, and obviously I have many others, I love to pieces. This is not going to be for sale. This is one that I will keep until I am old and grey, and hopefully like my daughter or whatever, my niece, will be able to enjoy this bag when maybe I don't feel like I can wear it anymore. It's just such a beautiful piece and I love it. Again, wish it was smaller though. Next up we have my Petite Mall Bag, and this is one of my most worn handbags. I love this so much. I purchased this secondhand from Vestiaire Collective, and that was when I lived in my old house. So it's over 4 years ago, it must be like 5 years ago that I've had this bag. I think this is the old size, so it's quite small. It's a difficult bag, it's not a practical bag, but my goodness is it a statement piece. I feel like I'm carrying around like a piece of art when I'm wearing this. Obviously I have a love of antique Louis Vuitton trunks as well, so I feel like I'm carrying one of those around with me. This just encapsulates the specialness of those in a bag. Like, it's rock solid. It is a mini trunk and it just looks great with every outfit. Like, it will almost like, it gives an element of kind of regalness to it, and I am just in love with it. I love it. I love wearing it, especially if I'm wearing it with like a gown or something. Again, it just adds a little bit of something to it, a little bit of toughness. Yeah, this is probably up there with one of my best bags ever. Obviously this is more of a clutch evening bag, but I also love wearing it with like quite ethereal puffed sleeve dresses. With this crossbody, always looks absolutely beautiful. So yeah, this is actually one of my favorite bags to shoot with if I'm doing like photo shoots or something like that. But yeah, love it, not selling it, highly recommend it. Not practical at all. It is just one of those pieces that I will love until my dying day. Next up, we have another icon. It is the Chanel Classic Flap. I could easily sell this bag, and I think I actually said that I was going to sell it at one point. Something stops me from doing that every single time. I think because it is just like, it is an easy to wear bag. Like, I could easily wear it, I just don't reach for it. And it was a bit of a milestone in my career. I feel like when you buy your first Chanel flat bag, I mean, mine's the double flap, but when you buy it, I feel like it's a bit of a moment. Almost like a downhill spiral from there, because you know that they only get more expensive after this one. But no, I don't think I'm gonna sell this one, because I feel like, especially maybe when I'm older, this will probably be the bag that I reach for more in terms of classicness and timelessness. And as my style transitions into that so much more, obviously when I was younger, I really loved trends and things like that. Nowadays, I'm not really into trends as much. I tend to go for, as much as possible, timeless pieces, and it's something that I really kind of champion here on my channel. So yeah, I think I'm gonna hang on to it. Let me know what you think. Next up, we have one of my favorite handbags. This is my Birkin 30, and it is the Berenia Falbourg in shade Fauve. And this was purchased from Sellier actually, and I saw this via a friend of mine who has this bag. She told me all of the story of this bag. I fell in love with it. If there's one thing I love about particularly Hermes bags, it's the contrast stitching and the richness of the leather. And this leather is just, I feel like it's fun, because this bag is obviously, Hermes Bags is quite up there with like those expensive handbags. And every time I wear this in the rain, it gets covered in black spots, and people are like, oh my God, Lydia, your handbag. And I'm like, don't worry, it will just dry right out. Like, this leather, it's supposed to age, and it's supposed to age quite beautifully. I'm already getting like a bit of a patina on the handles. I wear my bags, I don't buy them for like resale, they're not investment purchases. It's really weird. I always feel like people, they quote me as if I speak about bags as like invest in them to make money. I don't do that. If you want to invest in something, these handbags are really good, but that means you don't take them out of the box, you don't wear them, blah, blah, blah. That's not me. I invest other places because I love handbags and I love wearing them. They make me happy when I get dressed in the morning. They bring an element of fun to my outfits that I really, really enjoy. And this bag is definitely one of them. This is just such a beautiful color, such a timeless style. I love wearing this. It's a perfect autumn winter bag when you need a little bit more space. Maybe you've got hats and gloves in there. Maybe you've got a bit of a brolly in there. It is just my perfect kind of work bag. I've got boots that match it. I've got belts that match it. It's the perfect color to go with anything. Like, it goes with black, it goes with white, it goes with absolutely everything. Inside, I only ever use the 7 Rue Paris bag organizers. In fact, I will show you mine and I will take it out. So in here, I actually have, it's a different color, so it's not in the gold. I can get it out, it fits nice and snug. There we go. It's a different color. This is more of like the taupey color. I purchased this off of Isabel Harris. She's CASA Harris on Instagram. I actually purchased this off her because she had a spare one knocking around. She is pretty much the only person that I follow and like following when it comes to Hermes bags, because she's my kind of girl. She's like fun and she doesn't take it too seriously. I think I've spoken about the like Hermes club on the internet. That you could, I think it's with anything. You always get those people that obviously take it really seriously, and that's fine. I like watching someone who's quite light-hearted, doesn't take themselves too seriously, and she's really, really fun to watch. So I purchased this from her, but I have also purchased direct from 7 Rue Paris, and they are pretty much the best of the best. They fit the bags perfectly, they're waterproof, so you don't have to worry, like when I'm putting my like damp brollies in there and things like that, it works really, really well. So that is my little Hermes Birkin 30 with my very, very cute neutral twilly, which I love. I bought 2 of these because I loved it so much. I now need to find another one. Next up, we have the Bulgari Serpenty Forever bag. This is the top handle with the crossbody strap. This is probably my favorite like shape of this bag. I really only love the Serpenty bags and only the classic ones. I'm not into like the puffy ones or the variations. It's very much the classic. This was actually a gift from the brand when we worked on a campaign together, and this is the most beautiful, delicate, dusky pink. Like, it's not too bubblegummy. It has a real kind of grey undertone to it, and it is super timeless. This is such a lovely, like, elegant shape as well. If you do like that quite elegant, like, shape that Hermes bags have, but you're not ever going to go into that kind of market, this is definitely one of the bags, along with the Fendi Peekaboo, that I would say has that same elegance, that top handle, that crossbody strap. It looks like something that Audrey Hepburn would have worn, and that's really something that I quite like as a bag. I have this in multiple different styles and colors, and I love them all. Oh my goodness, if this isn't an icon, I don't know what is. This was my first ever Christian Dior Lady Dior bag purchase. I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. Not for long though. This was my first purchase. It's not going anywhere. This is such a great bag, such a universal color. It matches my Valentino ROCKSTUDs perfectly, so it makes for wearing this as like a neutral, a feminine neutral. It's perfect. I love this size. This is my favorite size in this bag because it just always looks beautiful whichever way you wear it, whether you wear it crossbody or whether you wear it by the handles. It looks really nice. Like, for me, the size of it works really well balanced with my size as a person. The mediums are just too big for me to wear crossbody, and I just feel like it's just like a big box on me. So this 110% is my favorite style, and also I much prefer the elegant strap on this. I love the chain strap. It makes me really sad that there isn't a chain strap on the small version. I think that this is just such a beautiful strap. I absolutely love it. I don't like the full leather straps on the Lady Dior's because I think that it's more elegant like this, but hey, who am I to say? I'm not the handbag designer, but that's just my personal preference. And this bag obviously is not going anywhere. I love it too much, and it's so battered and bruised now, like literally all of the handles. It probably needs to go to like a little handbag spa or something because it's got ink on it. It's like literally like the metal is rubbing, but I love it so much. Next up, we have another neutral. This is the Chloe Nile bag, and this is, oh gosh, who remembers the hysteria over this bag? I feel like Chloe is the one brand that creates like absolute hysteria over their handbags. I couldn't believe it when I managed to get it, and I think that's probably why I'm not selling it. I also feel like it's still very current. Like, it's got that boho 70s vibe. It's such a great size. Such a great color for me. I did have the Minaudier in the black. I never really wore it. This one was always the trump card for me, so I sold the other one and I kept this one. So for the moment, I'm keeping it. But what do you think? I haven't worn it for a very long time, but I still kind of like love its vibe. I loved how different it was. This handle was just, it feels almost equestrian, which obviously is a vibe that I quite like. Next up, we have my first ever Bulgari Serpenty purchase, which is still broken. I do need to get this fixed. I have quite a few handbags that I need to get fixed. I purchased this from Selfridges in this kind of taupey gold color. I still wear this now. I wore this the other day to the Bond premiere, and it's just a really beautiful, elegant bag that can be styled up quite dressy and also quite casual. I mean, it is a dressy bag, but I feel like the contrast that it brings to a more casual outfit, I really like. It's a good size as well, and it's nice and lightweight. It's just, there's not too many creases to it. It doesn't fit loads in, but it fits my phone, it fits some lipstick, so it's a really good evening bag, and I don't think I would ever sell this because I love it so much. Like, I bought this before I worked with Bulgari, and I always say that I think that that's so important that you're like a customer first, but anyway, I love it. Next up, we have my wedding gift from the Bulgari team. This was a gift that they gave to me on my wedding, basically, and I don't really tend to use it because I feel like it's really special, and it's just one of those pieces that I keep as a bit of a memento. Like I've said in previous videos, you have those, is that a spider? Sorry, I thought that was a spider. Sometimes, obviously, you have those purchases that just remind you of things and they're a bit nostalgic, or you have those things that signify a moment in your career, and that's a lot of the things that I do with like my fashion purchases or my accessories purchases. I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember where I was when I like wanted to buy that for the first time, and they're just, this is one of those. It's like, it's a memento, not just to get obviously a gift from the Bulgari team for your wedding. Like, my gosh, that's just incredible. Also, as a bit of a piece in my collection, it just reminds me of that so much. So yeah, this one is still very much in absolute mint condition, but such a beautiful piece. Again, these ones are kind of like art. You just get so many different styles, and I love them. Next up, we have this bag from TODS. Now, this is very much a seasonal bag. This has this kind of beautiful crochet detailing, and then that rich tan leather, which I love so much. It just speaks to me. I think it's so weird. For so many years, I loved neutrals, like nudes and things like that. Now it's all about these richer neutrals, and oh, I love them. I've not actually worn this because I ended up purchasing a different summer bag, which is that. But I do think that this will see the wear in the future. I just think that I've kind of need to get over my obsession with this bag first, because this is all of the tones that I love. Again, this was a gift from the TODS team for their fashion show a few seasons ago now. I actually can't remember. I wasn't very well at the time, and so I hadn't opened any of my post and didn't even know that it had arrived, and I was so sad that I opened it late, and it literally just like, you know, when you open it, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel absolutely terrible. But I literally was so unwell at the time. But I still get to enjoy it now, and I am a customer of TODS as well. I am such a big customer of TODS. Like, I have some boots in a box that I'm opening very, very soon, just there. So yeah. Anyway, I love this bag, and I love TODS as the brand. So hopefully this will see some love in the future. Next up, we have my first Chanel lunchbox, otherwise known as the Chanel Vanity case. And this bag has had some wear, but not great amounts of wear. I think this bag has even made my worst purchases list in terms of when I do like the yearly edits of those, but I'm not selling it yet. I did think about it, but I'm not, and I don't know why. There's something about this bag that it just doesn't let me sell it. I think it's something about Chanel in general, because there is one Chanel that I'm selling. Ooh. I can't do it. Let me know what you think. I know that actually this is quite a Marmite bag, and it is one of those bags I'm like, oh god, it's not, considering I've worn it, but I haven't like worn it as much as I wear some of my bags. And I think I've mentioned this before, like the strap's all twisted, the leather's all tarnished, the gold is all tarnished, and also this antique gold, it just doesn't do it for me. Like, I really, really like the hardware on my other bag there. So I don't know what it is about this bag, but I can't seem to let it go. And this is made so differently to the other one as well. So we'll get to that one though. But what do you think? Do you think I should sell it, or do you think I should keep it? There's just something stopping me. And I can't do it yet. I can't do it yet. Maybe one day in the future when I'm like, right, that bag is just, you know, not doing anything, it needs to go. I mean, it's not doing anything, but I can't do it. Next up, we have my Amazon handbag find. This was what I purchased the Hermes Twillies for, because I was like, do you know what? I'm over this whole picnic bag thing. It's never gonna be mine. And even if I ended up getting a picnic bag, I'd feel so pressured to resell it, because the resell of it is just insanity. And so I was like, do you know what? It's not meant to be. I'm not gonna put it on my list, whatever, whatever, whatever. And I found this on Amazon, and apparently you can actually contact the place that makes them and they'll change things up a little bit on it, so you can actually have it tailor-made to you. So yeah, I mean, maybe in the future one day I'll design my own wicker handbag that has the same elegance as the picnic bag, because I mean, this is just, it's actually really practical. The only thing that would be really lovely is if they could change these to actual, like, either metal or leather. I love the fact that it comes with a built-in dust bag, so your belongings are protected, and it cost me £13, I think. You can attach like crossbody straps to it, which is what I did, and it's just a very, very cute size for a summer bag. So yeah, thought I'd give that one a little mention as well. Next up, we have another bag from TODS, and this is such a dark horse, this bag, because whenever I show it, people are like, oh my gosh, like, I love that bag. And it is such a beautifully made bag, and I feel like TODS handbags are a little bit underrated sometimes, because they really do go the extra mile. Like, this leather on here, wow, like, it really is something else. In fact, you know what, I'd love this in a small size. That's gonna be put on my headstone when I die. I wish this bag came in mini size. But I mean that, I wish this came in a small size, because it's such a beautiful bag with a beautiful chain, crossbody. I think that that would get a lot of wear. And the leather, just whenever you go past a TODS store or concession or whatever, just go in and touch, because, but anyway, I think this is beautiful, and I know that so many of you love this bag as well. Oh, thought we'd finished in here for a second, but I know that there is, yes, this one is hiding in my cupboard because it actually doesn't fit on any of my shelves other than these top ones, and I'm having obviously a little bit of a tonal display here, so this one is now in the cupboard. And honestly, if I could bring myself to do it, I would sell it. But like I said, there is something about Chanel that I just love. Like, I love this bag as well, and this is such an icon. Like, well done to Chanel for bringing out a new bag, a new shape, because I mean, finding things that haven't been done before, for bringing out a new shape that encapsulates the magic of Chanel in a practical bag that becomes an icon. Like, this is so, so cute. Do you know what I want? I want it in a mini size. Can you imagine this in a cute little mini? Oh my gosh, it would be so cute. But I can't have all of my bags as minis, because sometimes I actually have to carry stuff. So yes, I am definitely not getting the wear out of this bag that I did since getting my Kelly. I would say that my Hermes bags do dominate my wardrobe, much to some people's dismay. Obviously, that doesn't affect whether I wear them or not, because I just wear what I enjoy wearing, but I cannot bring myself to sell this bag. Would you sell this bag? Let me know, because, I mean, it's an icon. I much prefer this to the classic flap, because it's just so much more practical, and I actually think it's so much better made. Like, my classic flap is actually, it's a bit of a dog. Like, whenever I close the flap on it, it's just a bit of a mess. Whereas this one has been worn so much more than my classic flap and looks newer than my classic flap. So anyway, much better bag. Now we are moving up here to this section of my wardrobe where I keep the majority of like my colorful bags or my obscure bags. So feeling very orange right now. This is my, like, I think this is a mini Peekaboo. I purchased this impulse after having lunch with the girls from Fendi, and the girl was wearing this bag. There was one left, and I purchased it because it was so, so beautiful. I think that this size and shape is definitely my favorite. I love the touch of the chain strap, but also with the leather so that it's super comfortable. I love the suede of this. It is just butter soft. I love the color of this. It's such a beautiful pop of color. And if you like the matching shoe thing, which I understand is probably a bit of a dated thing, I think, but I love a matching shoe. Jimmy Choo do a matching shoe in this color, so you can have those two little pops and then a beautiful like morange lipstick. Oh, just looks so good. Such a great size bag, and again, this was what I was saying about the Bulgari. This has such a timeless elegance to it, which is why I tend to sort of purchase these particular shapes and silhouettes of bags quite a lot. I just love that elegant style, whether it's the Dior Lady Dior, the Peekaboo, the Bulgari, or obviously like the Hermes bags as well. I just find this top handle, crossbody strap, little kind of tapered, oh, so cute. Even the mini LV Capucines is a good one, although I feel like that's a little bit over branded. You'll notice that there's not a lot of branding on these ones, which I quite like in a handbag nowadays. Maybe because I'm getting old. So we have that in the orange. We also have it in this like beautiful, rich kind of Merlot shade, which I purchased. No, I didn't purchase this. This was a gift from Net-a-Porter many, many moons ago. And it's a color that I just cannot, that is all I can say, I cannot. It is such a good autumnal shade. This with a berry lip. Oh, very nice. And I love that it has the silver hardware, because none of my other Peekaboos have silver hardware. This is the only one. The only thing that I think lets these down is their straps. When they've got the chain strap on them, they feel so much more substantial. This feels a bit cheap. That's all I would say on that. And then in the Peekaboo, this is a very different one for me. This is the lilac one. Love, love, love the shape of this. Like literally love the shape of this, love the size of it. Hate the strap on this, hate it. It's like the guitar strap from the Dior bags, and it's just a bit much, isn't it? If it had like a pattern on it, absolutely, but I just think this would have been so elegant with a chain strap. I know, I am literally like the queen of repetition, but when I find something I like, I want it in every style and every color. Next up, we have the bag that I like to call the Destroyer. It's beautiful, it is absolutely stunning. I feel like it just looks like this beautiful, beautiful like frosted pooch. This is from Jimmy Choo, and I have worn this on a number of occasions, but boy, is this destructive. These little crystals have little feet and clasps, and they will rip anything to shreds. So I actually don't wear it that much, but I think it's very, very beautiful. Hopefully I will wear it again when I'm wearing something that maybe I don't give a crap about. I'll just be like, oh, and we're losing pearls, but still beautiful nonetheless. Next up, we have another Bulgari Serpenty Forever bag with the crossbody and the top handle. This is a little glow-in-the-dark number. I keep this in the cupboard because it's obviously a bit of a pattern, and it just kind of stuck out on my shelves. It just didn't look right, so I keep this one away and bring it out to just let it glow when it wants to. But such a great size, such a great shape, and definitely an elegant handbag that I love. And we also have the silver style, which I wore to Cannes Film Festival, and I just think this looks like molten metal, doesn't it? It is just such a spectacular bag, and I just love it. Again, it's got the crossbody and the top handle and such an elegant style, but just a little bit kind of badass, isn't it? And then we have two Dior gift with purchases, I think. Oh no, actually, this might have been a gift from the team, or did they do it with some lipsticks? I can't remember, but kept them both because I love them. I used to wear this as a clutch a lot because I didn't have a clutch that I loved in the leather with the silver hardware. And this was always quite like edgy, I think, especially practical as well because it had the big mirror in it. Now I have other bags that I wear as my clutches, and this sadly doesn't get the love, but it's great for a purchase. Like, it comes with lipsticks at Christmas time. They tend to release it every year. However, I will say it again, I've said it 100 times. They just need to keep it simple. Stop with all of the snazzy thingies on it. Keep it simple, and this beautiful clutch is a winner in my eyes. And again, same with this. This actually goes really well with my book tote, so I just like it because it's got a little bit of a... It matches, okay? It matches. Right, we are done on this side, so now we're going to move around to this side. First up, we have the Louis Vuitton vanity case that I purchased recently from Designer Exchange at Bicester Village. They had a pop-up there. It was so much fun. I honestly, I loved shopping there so much. Like I said in the video, if you haven't watched it, we'll link it in the description box or on screen. It was like raiding a fabulous woman's wardrobe. It was just so good. And this, I actually intended on putting this on my dressing table and using it. However, it has found its way onto my shelves and at the moment looks very, very beautiful up there. Perhaps when I get my mini Kelly gold one, it will replace it. But at the moment, this is just, I love it. This is old as well, so you can't buy this particular one anymore. There is a similar one, but I don't believe it has this much leather on it as well. This has a strap, so I could wear it if I wanted to. But can you imagine me walking around London with that? I look like I was going to do someone's makeup, but like really bougily. But yes, this is just, it's an old piece that I loved very much and gave it home. Next up, we have one of my most, I think this must be like my biggest impulse purchase that I have ever made. Although, is it an impulse purchase? I don't know whether this classifies. Let me know if you think this classifies as an impulse purchase, because I was looking for a summer bag. So maybe it doesn't classify as an impulse purchase. I just wasn't planning on spending the amount that this bag costs, because it costs a lot. And it was really funny, you've heard the story. I did a bit of a Chanel story time on this bag, but I had seen this bag so many places and I could not believe it when they had it. In fact, I put it on my stories and anyone that was like a Chanel lover was like, Lydia, if you don't buy that bag, I am going to ring them right now, so you better buy the bag. And I did, and I wore this so much over summer. It is such a great piece. I think that this is one of those like special edition pieces that I would never sell on, because this to me is like the Hermes picnic bag of Chanel. You just don't come across these very often and it makes me very happy. It's also so much better quality than the other vanity case. This has a lot more like, ooh, this has a lot more structure to it and is just a lot better made. The strap is so much better. The finish of it is so much better and it just feels like an all-round much more, like it feels like it warrants its price tag. I mean, if it ever really does, that's obviously debatable depending on what you would spend on a bag, but for me, I feel like this feels a lot more like an expensive bag, basically, so I was very happy with this. Next up, we have my Celine Tote Bag, which is, honestly, this is my favorite tote bag ever. I love this bag. I feel like this bag is so synonymous with my style. It's just, like, this is literally like the carpet I have in my house, okay? This very natural, neutral tones with the rich tan leather accents. When I saw this bag, I was like, do you know what? That is you in a summer bag, Lydia. And I have just worn this so much. And even, it's not really a summer bag. Like, you can wear this in winter. Like, if you think about this with like a big, beautiful cream cable knit cardigan, this is such a great tote bag for sticking your laptop in. It's a great work bag. If you prefer that more natural feel of things, yes, I love this. When I unboxed this, it was actually the same day because I bought both of those bags on the same day. When I unboxed this, lots of people were like, no, Lydia, it does come in the small size. It doesn't come in the small size that I want, because I showed the bag that you were all tagging me in, and that's not that bucket bag. It comes in a smaller size with the blue stripe. I wanted that in this colorway. Fingers crossed for next year, because honestly, they completely missed a trick with that. But anyway, I love this so much, and this is probably my favorite tote bag of them all, hence why it is proudly displayed. Next up is the Mini Alexa in this tan shade. I really love this bag and I love the style of this. Again, I feel like this is such an elegant handbag style. The only thing I would say is that I feel like the color of the leather that they've gone for, it almost has like a blue undertone to the tan, and it really throws it off against all the other tans that I have. All the other tans are really rich and beautiful, whereas this one, it's that bluey undertone that almost makes it cool, and I would rather it feel a bit richer than it does. So I definitely find like I'll reach for my like Carolina Herrera crossbody bag instead of this one if I want a smaller, richer toned handbag, if that makes sense. But a great handbag for fitting things in as well. It's got such great like storage capacity, and crossbody, top handle, always a win. And as mentioned previously, this is my Carolina Herrera bag. I don't know what this bag is called. This was sent to me by the brand, and I use this bag so much more than I have ever imagined I would. And I think I said this previously. Such a beautiful bag, such a beautiful color, and really, really practical. It's great for wearing crossbody, and it almost looks like an Hermes bag. That's what I think I love about it, is that it still has that equestrian feel to it, which I personally think is absolutely beautiful, and it's got the contrast stitching, which always feels that much more luxe. Not heavily branded, it just has this small C clasp here. Lovely skinny strap, and I mean, I wear this so much and it actually gets battered, but it's such a great bag for like going on dog walks or wearing with a cute white dress. Like, it's a great all-rounder that just wears so well. I feel like this bag from Carolina Herrera, I've not tried loads of bags from them, but I feel like this bag is such an underdog. Like, so beautiful. Next up, we have my Hermes Kelly. This was purchased from the Bond Street store, and this was my first handbag purchase in store. And I did this during the pandemic, so it's actually sent to me, so I never went in store, but I purchased it over their like mail order thing, because it came in and I was like, oh my goodness. And again, I have worn this so much. This is the bag that is kind of replacing all of my other bags. This is prompting me to clear out a number of my handbags, a number of the black handbags that maybe I don't wear so much, and because I just wear this loads. I would say that, I don't know, this might shock people, but I think I would have been better off with the 25 Kelly, which is what I've just put on my wish list. So if I get that in the gold, it's absolutely fine. But I think for an all-rounder, this is great, and it fits my iPad in it. It's really good for like a work bag as well, especially for days in London. But I'm almost like, it's actually probably one of my like biggest bags, aside from the Birkin 30. But weirdly, sometimes the Birkin 30 feels smaller. Very bizarre. But anyway, I love this bag. I prefer the Cellier shape because it's more structured. I'm not really into the slouchy, I think is it Togo style. I much prefer this like rigid, structured, quite sharp style, but it is quite a rigid bag. So sometimes I feel like I'm like, oh, going into it and like making it like bend and stuff like that. It does worry me. Again, I've got the same twilly on this because I love the twilly, and this is in the Epsom leather with the palladium hardware, and I just, yeah, it's a very lovely bag, and I wear it so much. I've got the boots to match this as well, the sliders to match this as well, because I love the whole like uniformed look. But yes, this is probably the reason why I am having a bit of a bag clear out. Next up, we have my sage green Christian Dior handbag. This is the Lady Dior that I don't think I've ever actually worn out of the house. So you would be shocked to know that I'm not actually selling this. I haven't had the want to sell it yet. I mean, I thought about it, but I just thought to myself, do you know what? I really love this color, and I think maybe one day I'll know how to wear it. I also really love this size. It's such a good size. I wish it had a nicer crossbody strap. I've said that before, but for the moment it's not going anywhere. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's a really good size. I think this is the small size, and this shade of sage just brings me so much joy. Again, we have my Dior, Lady Dior, in the botanical English garden print. One of my favorite handbags. Doesn't get the wear that it should get because I think it should be smaller. No, literally stop repeating yourself, Lydia, but I do. I think this bag would look so much better in a smaller size on me. If I was like really tall, I think it'd probably be different, but it's just the most elegant bag, all hand beaded and painted with thistles and poppies, and it is just everything I love about the English countryside encapsulated in a handbag. And so I will never sell this because A, this was my birthday bag during COVID to commemorate my first ever COVID birthday, but also it's just too beautiful. This is my favorite ever Dior collection. Much prefer it to the Toit de Jouy and all of the things like that. This really was like, I feel like they would find it difficult to outdo this one. I love it. Next up, we have my Fendi Crossbody, the one that Porter chewed almost right through the strap of. I am going to try and get another strap for this, but I actually don't wear this as much as I thought. It is full of dog treats, but I actually tend to use the Carolina Herrera bag on my dog walks way more. If I'm picking up like foraging things, which I know I'm such a geek, but if I'm picking up like conkers and stuff, I just put it in there. So I've not actually been taking this one out as much, but it's a good durable handbag. This is like a canvas, so it's not gonna wear too badly, unless your dog obviously chews through it. Next up we have probably my favorite Chanel bag of all time. This is my Chanel pearl bag with the pearl strap that says Chanel on it. I wear this so much. This is such a great going out bag. Going out with the girls, I just like literally hold it in this like, in the crook of my arm like that. The little pearls just do all of the like zhuzhing and talking, and it's actually a really lovely size. This is just such a cute Chanel size. It is in the lambskin, I think. It needs a good wipe down. My goodness, this is, yeah, this has been loved on nights out. But it's just a beautiful, beautiful bag. Any kind of Chanel pearl bag that you can get your hands on, I just think that you should. I was always gutted that I missed out on the one that was like pearl encrusted, but I actually think that I would worry so much about losing those pearls. Whereas these pearls, they're not going anywhere. Next up, we have the Christian Dior Saddlebag. I went for the small version, and I have the guitar strap. I wore this strap in Cannes with Dior, and I loved it so much that I went and bought it. I don't wear this bag as much, despite the fact that it has such a like equestrian style to it, which is something that I really like, but I just haven't been wearing it as much. It's just not been a bag that I've been going for. I think it's maybe the antique gold at the moment just feels a little bit much, but I think it's a bag that I'll continue to come back to over the years. I do think it is a timeless style, but just at the moment it's just not getting the wear, but that does not mean that it has to go. Next up we have the Pochette Matisse, and I feel like this just needs no words. Like, this isn't going anywhere. I love it so much. It's such a beautiful bag, such a practical bag, and such an icon, and I don't think I would ever sell this, ever. I love it so much, and I feel like this bag is just so synonymous with me, so yeah, I don't think you guys would ever forgive me, but I love it. Next up we have the Balenciaga Mini City bag. This was when I was moving into collecting handbags in the beginning. I would buy items secondhand. I still buy secondhand and love buying secondhand, but I would buy them either secondhand or like resold on eBay and places like that, like unwanted things. And that was how I started off my collection. I'd get them in the sale, and then obviously I've worked up over time. But this I purchased from a stylist who had bought this for a customer, and then the customer didn't want it, and so she sold it to me, and I have kept it all these years, and I got it for an absolute steal at the time, and I love it. Next up I have my favorite Fendi Peekaboo. This is the one that I purchased secondhand. I purchased this off a friend in the industry, and she was selling it for charity, and I instantly snapped it up because I wanted the black version. It didn't bother me that it had already been worn and loved because I knew that I was going to wear and love it. So I purchased it, and I wear it so much. A really great timeless handbag. I love it just so much, like I've said 100 times. I was wearing this at the weekend. It's got such great space and such a beautiful leather. It's quite slouchy, so it is different in terms of like the Hermes smaller bags, but it's got that kind of softness which I quite like as well. So yes, I love this bag, probably one of my favorites, not selling. And finally, before we get into the bags that I am selling, I have my 4 kind of holdalls. You will have seen this before. This belonged to my grandpa, and this is a real kind of prized possession. I don't wear it because the canvas has ripped. In fact, nowadays I feel like there are so many places that could probably repair it, but I think I'd probably worry about it too much. I lost my grandpa when I was 18, and so this is like a little piece of him that is in my collection, which makes me very happy. So yeah, this means a lot to me, this does. And nice to be able to see where I get it from as well. Then I have my book tote, which, you know what, I was thinking I was going to sell it, but I've not included it in this edit, but I was thinking I was going to sell it because I love my Celine so much that I don't know if I'm going to wear this anymore. It's very cool. Very synonymous with that time in my life when I was kind of like jet setting with work, and obviously it's all very different now. I mean, I'm still going places. I'm literally going away in a couple of days, but it's just a very, very like cool girl bag. And so I wasn't sure, would you sell it? I don't know. I feel like this is still very current, but maybe it just doesn't fit with my style anymore. Then I have my Louis Vuitton Keepall, which is still broken and hasn't been fixed, but I am still using it. So love it, won't sell it, but probably should get it fixed. And of course I have my Chanel Deauville, which I love. This is such a great bag. I prefer my Celine now, but I would never sell this because this is just a great shopper bag, and yeah, I would never sell it. Never, never, never. Now I'm going to change the battery because it's flashing at me, and I'm going to go through the 7 bags that I have full-blown decided that I'm selling, but there could be more. Who knows? Who knows? So now to go through 7 of the bags that I'm selling with Sellier. I'm already looking at one and I'm thinking you're going to regret that. But first up, I'm going to be selling my vintage baguette from Fendi. I love it. It's so beautiful. Such a sort of timeless bag. However, I just never have worn this ever. I just never wear it, and it doesn't make me, like, it doesn't get me excited, and so I'm gonna sell this one on there. I think that will go to a really loving home. Then another style of the Fendi baguette. This is the other style of the baguette I'm selling. It's kind of like the small, tiny weeny white version. I just don't wear it as much. Again, I think it's probably this aged antique gold that maybe doesn't work for me, but I love the new style of the baguette with the top handle and the crossbody and the chain strap. I think that it's such a great little touch, but personally I just don't tend to go for this. It feels a little bit too cool for me, this monogrammed in this sort of cushioned. I should have gone for the canvas one, the original kind of taupey canvas style one, but it is a beautiful bag, so hopefully it's going to go to a really, really lovely home. The next one is going to shock you. I am selling one of my Lady Dior bags. One of my Lady Dior bags that I love very, very much, but I don't think I am going to wear this as much as I should. This was a limited edition piece, so it had that textured leather on it, which is really, really beautiful. I bought this in Harrods, and it was just one of those, I just love the special editions of them. But now that I have my Hermes and also my Chanel, I just don't necessarily get the wear out of this piece as much. And so I think that this would be much better suited to a new home. I don't need it, and I think that it's in such great condition, it will make someone else very, very happy. So that is going. Next up, I think this might make some of you quite sad. I think I've said that this is going though. This is my LV CAPPUCCINES, really beautiful bag, top handle, crossbody. This is the most robust, and I just can't believe how long I've had this bag and how much I've worn it, and yet it still looks like brand new. It is phenomenal. This bag is like bomb proof, I swear. But again, it's got the silver hardware, and it just doesn't get the wear anymore, sadly. And it's such a beautiful bag, but I think it deserves a good home, especially because this bag is gonna last you an actual lifetime. So that one's going. Next up is my Valentino ROCKSTUD. Again, just not really a color I wear. I think I'm actually gonna sell the ROCKSTUD sandals that I have that match this as well. It's just not a color that I really go for or choose, but I love this style of bag. It is such a cute, like, little clutch. It always looks so wonderful, but it needs to go, sadly. It just doesn't get worn. Crossbody strap as well, and the top handle. This is the one that I think I'm gonna regret. I don't know what it is about this bag. I don't know what it is, but I purchased this bag secondhand, but it was brand new from Vestiaire Collective, and this is like this hot pink and boucle with a chain detail. This is the small size as well, so it's super cute. And I love the color of it, I really do, but I just never wear it. I feel like there's gonna be a time in my life when I'm really colorful, maybe when I'm like older and fun, and I'll think, gosh, why did I sell that? But it is just such an adorable, adorable bag. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna regret this, because I've also got nothing else like it. If this doesn't come up on Sellier, then you know that I changed my mind. I just never wear it. So I don't know why it's so hard, but I just never ever wear it. This is the Chanel Boy, by the way. I just never wear it. So it just makes no sense why it would be so hard. And then finally, this is a style of the Dior bag that I don't think they do anymore. I think this is the Miss Promenade. And I think this is like one of my first ever Dior purchases. And I wore this so much. It's a great bag that is kind of like a wallet on a chain. And it has the crossbody chain strap, but it's also got like a built-in wallet. I love it. I've worn this so much and it's still got some of, oh no, that's a picture of me and Amelia Liana when I last wore this, probably at the Longcombe event when we did the BAFTAs. How cute is that? I thought that that was still the placeholder of the cards, although it does still have one of the Christian Dior placeholders in there. So yeah, ha, how funny is that? So that is my full collection and the pieces that I am going to be selling. I would love to hear what you think about the bags that I'm selling, and also whether you think I'm making a mistake or whether you think I need to sell some of my other pieces as well. I'm really like gradually over the years just trying to edit everything down, because like I said, I don't want to have a big collection. I want to have really great pieces that are really, really wonderful and get lots of love and wear. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know what your favorite handbag is if you got this far, and leave me a handbag emoji if you made it all the way to the end. I don't think I'm going to see any handbag emojis, so prove me wrong. If you are new to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button down below. I do 2 videos a week and I would love to see you back here for more. Bye.